What's up, y'all? It's your girl Brandy from Stay Snatched, and I finally got my hands on the viral Ninja SLUSHi Machine. I'm super excited to unbox this and share with you guys my initial thoughts, my experience. Be sure to follow me along the way because I'll be sharing each and every recipe I test out with this machine. Let's get it. I am super excited to get this open and to start using it. This is a Ninja SLUSHi. It says it's a professional frozen drink maker. I already have a blender. Most people have blenders. If you've ever made like a frozen drink, a slushie, margarita, daiquiri, that kind of thing in a blender, sometimes it'll give you those ice chips and it'll give you kind of like a crunchy texture. This is supposed to be the real deal slushie maker. So it's gonna eliminate all of that blender-like texture. There's 5 different settings on this. It has a slush, spiked slush, frappe, milkshake, and frozen juice setting. The other thing that I like is that it says that it will keep drinks frozen for up to 12 hours with no dilution. So that's another thing I kind of hate about making frozen drinks in my blender. After a while, the ice is going to melt in them and it's not going to be as potent or as strong or have as much flavor because it gets diluted. And so this is supposed to dilute, and you don't need any ice, I believe. Let me just start. Let me start unboxing this. So I've never used this, and so I'm really excited to kind of learn more about it, share some recipes and tips as I am going through kind of my learning process of everything and try to become an expert. I'll drop a link in the description box below where you can find one to purchase one for yourself. But let's first just get it out of the packaging. This is pretty big. That's probably my first thought, is that this is not a small machine, okay? So let's get all of this stuff off of here. Because it's so big, I doubt that I will display this on my countertop. I'll probably store it in the garage when I'm not using it. But during the summer, if we get to using this thing all the time, it might have to go back on that countertop back there. We'll see. But no, this is really, really big. And it's not that wide. If anything, I just feel like it's really long. So even like, making a lot of noise, the width of this, it'll be like smaller than an air fryer on your countertop, but this way it's pretty long. And then I just don't, it's pretty bulky. I would just describe it as bulky, and this probably just isn't something I would want displayed on my countertop. But this is how it looks. Let me continue to take some of this stuff off, because after this video, I'll film another video and get to go into using this thing. Okay. Let me make sure you guys can get a good look at how this thing is looking. Okay, so I have a piece here. I'm not really sure. This is probably gonna go down there, I assume, to catch the spills. We have some instructions. There's probably a recipe book in here. I'll be honest, I love creating my own recipes, so I probably won't use it. One of the things that I noticed after buying this is that you cannot slush no sugar or sugar-free items, but I think I have a hack for that. And so maybe watch my other videos and I'll share my experience with trying to make sugar-free, no calorie or 0 calorie drinks. And The reason why you can't slush those is because the machine needs some of the texture from sugar or fat, like you can find like heavy whipping cream and stuff like that, to actually turn. And if you just put like some, for example, like Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi or something in here, and it gets to turning, everything will just turn into ice. And I even think I've heard that it can damage the machine. And so I actually did not know that when I bought it. If you guys don't know, I'm a sugar-free girly. I don't like a lot of sugar in my drinks, but I do when I make desserts or when I make drinks, I'll use something like monk fruit. And so that's what I'm planning to test out in here. But if that doesn't bother you, if you're someone who drinks full sugar everything, then you're gonna have a lot of fun with this. And so the recipes that I'm going to be sharing can be made sugar-free, low sugar, or regular sugar. So I'm gonna kind of take a look at these instructions and point out anything that I think is worth pointing out here. It says to install the condensation catch, but I believe that's already on here. Yeah, there's a lot of instructions on here. Mine came fully assembled with the exception of this drip tray. So I'm just gonna kind of skip right into the instructions. You're supposed to plug it in, and then you can open this lid right here to fill it up. There's a minimum input of at least 2 cups, 16 ounces, and a maximum input of 8 cups, 64 ounces. So that's good to know, because if I'm not in the mood to be making this for like a party and I just want like a couple of slushes, I'm probably going to only do 16 to like maybe 24 ounces instead of the 464 ounces. And so you just add your liquid to this top area here, and then you'll pick, I need to actually attach this. And then you can pick one of these presets. The first thing that I'm gonna make is just probably a regular slush with no alcohol. If you wanna spike it and add alcohol, you need to choose this second option. And then the frappe is for coffees. I'm gonna try to make like an iced coffee frappe thingy, like if you've ever been to McDonald's or Starbucks. That's the kind of thing you can make at home using this. Okay, anything else here? You can't add any hot water to this. You can't add any ice cubes to this. You can't add any ice cream to this. And so here, really important guidelines. It says, required sugar content. All inputs must contain at least 4% sugar. And so it also lists the serving sizes, which is interesting. If you have 8 ounces of, I'm assuming, liquid, then you need 8 grams minimum sugar. And so it says the temperature control LEDs will flash one at a time in descending order, which are, these are the temperature controls right here. Let me read that again. So these are gonna start flashing in descending order, with the top LED and the preset LEDs will flash, and the unit will beep every 15 minutes. And that's the low sugar alert. So when you haven't put enough sugar in here, it's going to let you know. And I think that once it gets to kind of swirling in here, you're going to see that you have an issue. If a drink does not meet the requirement of total sugar, add 1 to 2 tablespoons of flavored syrup, juice, sugar, date sugar, coconut sugar, maple syrup, agave, simple syrup, or honey. Combine additional sugar with the base prior to pouring in the unit. And so, for example, if you did want to use like a Diet Coke or something like that, you'll need to add 1 to 2 tablespoons of all of those items I just listed to the Coke prior to adding it into the machine. And then it also lists some things that you can use in here: diet soda, fruit juice, sports drink, a frappe, regular soda. There's also some guidelines for alcohol, because in addition to the sugar, there are some limitations of like what proof alcohol that you can use. When using the spiked slush preset, all pre-made inputs, wine, beer, etc., must contain between 2.8 and 16% alcohol. And so it also kind of gives some guidelines for that here. For the tips and tricks, it says do not add hot ingredients, no ice like I mentioned before, or solid ingredients like fruit, ice cream, or frozen fruit. So that is something that's interesting as well that I didn't realize when I first bought this that you cannot do, because I like to add frozen fruit to all of my frozen drinks, should I say. And this isn't going to blend those for you. So you'll have to blend those separately if you plan on adding ingredients like that. And so I've seen people with those little small blenders. I didn't want to buy just a separate small blender just for that. So I'm probably going to use my regular blender. And when I want to add fruit to this, I'm just going to blend it up first, and so that it is a liquid consistency, and then add that here. It has those 2 points about the spiked alcohol requirements and the sugar requirements. For best results, chill liquid before adding to the unit. And so the first thing that I'm gonna make is a slush, and I am gonna use some water with that. So I do have some water chilling in the fridge. That's not a requirement, it's just saying for best tricks. If you're gonna add some liquid to this, make sure that it's cold first. For the frostiest results, chill serving glasses before dispensing your slushy creations. And so I may do that. I may put my glass in the freezer real quick because I think that that is a good idea. And then it has some recipe inspo. A lot of this stuff you can make with just one ingredient. Like it just had an example of like a frozen 1 ingredient soda slushy. I think I just saw a frozen mimosa. Wow, I didn't even think that champagne or Prosecco or sparkling wine would work in here, but it looks like it does. And I'm a mimosa girly, so I'm loving that. You can make it a mocktail as well. It suggests like sparkling grape juice or sparkling cider, but I've seen some really good no alcohol sparkling wines out there that I think would be perfect for mocktails. So to be honest, I actually think that this is going to be really easy to get started and get going. I thought that I was gonna have to assemble some stuff, but it came pretty well assembled. So stay tuned. I'm going to be sharing all of the recipes that I test out and try using this thing. I'm so excited. Be sure to grab yours and join this journey with me.